Grand rising, everyone.
Woo! Grand Rising.
Hey, welcome to Grand Rising Elizabeth Wealth Building
Wednesday,
Wednesday. Wealth
well
Building
filled
Wednesday
Wednesday.
show. Oh my God. I'm just so excited about so many things. I'm excited about our guest today, Mr. Mario Kelly. I've been wanting to get him on here. And he don't know how much he blessed me by saying he could come on this Wednesday. Because I tell you, I didn't have nothing planned. I thought I was going to be doing an all-nighter to give y'all some powerful information. And this gentleman is going to be able to do the same. So for those who don't know me, my name is LaKeisha LaGrande, also known as Madam Finance, and the proud owner of Natural Living by Design and QSC, which Madam Finance is the face of that particular company. So those who know I love to start our show off with a millionaire or billionaire success story, okay? So bear with me, I don't have my reading glasses. But today's Wednesday success story is going to be on Robert Reed Church, the first Black millionaire. Robert Reed Church was born in 1939. He was an African American entrepreneur, landowner, and philanthropist who lived most of his life in Memphis, Tennessee. His remarkable journey from the son of a slave to the first Black millionaire in the South is a story of resilience, vision, and determination. Church was born in Holly Springs, Mississippi, to Charles B. Church, a wealthy white steamboat captain. He was a mixed, his father was a mixed race slave, seamstress owned by him. Though his father trained Robert in the steamboat business, he never legally recognized him nor ensured that he received a formal education. His mother passed away when Robert was only 12 years old, leaving him to navigate life's hardship early on. Despite these challenges, Robert gained valuable skills about his father's luxury steamboat. But by his early 20s, he had risen to the position of steward, the highest role available to African Americans at that time. In 1862, during the Civil War, Church was serving on the steamer Victoria, which it was captured by Union troops. At just 23 years old, he was left stranded in Memphis with no family support, no education, or wealth. Robert Church had to reinvent himself entirely. And from this moment, he began his journey as a self made man. Church invested in real estate, purchasing properties in Memphis when others abandoned them during yellow fever epidemic. Over time, he became one of the largest African American landowners in the South. He went on to amass a fortune through property development, hotels, and salons, built Church Park and Auditorium, a cultural and recreational hub in Memphis for the Black community, finance Black owned businesses, providing capital when banks denied loans to African Americans. Robert Reed Church's determination not only made him the first Black millionaire in the South, but also established a foundation of empowerment for generations of African Americans in business and politics. His son, Robert Reed Church Jr., later became a civil rights activist and political leader, continuing his father's legacy. What inspired me was that Robert Reed Church turned adversity into opportunity despite being denied, recognized, not having the proper education and privilege. He built wealth, uplifted his community, and provided that ownership and vision can break generational barriers. That is Robert Reed Church. And I decree and declare that we all are success stories.
Ashe.
We are success stories. So this is the very first time I had an opportunity to really address you all about the book signing. Oh my God. 100 books sold. I'm like, really, God? Really, God? My first book signing, 100 books sold. And that
Good.
just goes to show you through this process, it wasn't about perfection. It was about progress,
Mhm.
you know, progress over perfection, because the Bible says he who waits on perfect conditions never get anything done.
Mhm.
So, all I can say is God is good, God is good, God is good.
Oh, that we're so
Yes.
proud of you.
Yes,
Thank
yes,
you
yes.
so
So
We were
proud of
much.
so
you.
we were and are so proud of you. You're a
Thank
wonderful
you.
example and a wonderful leader, and you know, someone that we can, with sure integrity and assurance, know that we could follow you.
Yeah,
And
you're truly an
yeah,
inspiration.
yeah, right. So
Y'all
thank,
don't make me cry, because sometimes
thanks.
I get so overwhelmed with all, the kind words. And I remember one time you had said, you had asked us a question, like, how do you know that you have like achieved your goals, or know that you are walking in your calling, or walking in. That is a testament for me. I almost was in tears. My son had went to his family's house, and a testament when your kids tell you that they're proud of you over and over and over
Yes.
again.
Yeah,
That's
Right.
just overall just amazing alone. But when they went to their relative's house, amongst a lot of them who I hadn't seen in a long time, they sat up there trying to figure out, what have I ever done? They was like, I can't say nothing bad about your mother. Like, they sat there trying to, she always loved me. She always, I can't think of nothing. I mean, it almost brought me into tears.
I know.
yeah,
Oh
Awesome.
my God, to hear my clients, I said, okay, well, I'm on the right track,
yeah,
because I
yeah.
know I have a lot of work to do, but I just hope y'all had a wonderful, amazing time. I didn't get a chance to enjoy the violinist, um, you know, but that's the saxophonist I did, so, it was good. So, without further ado, this gentleman, Mr. Mario Kelly, he doesn't know, but I truly, truly appreciate you keeping my son busy, you keeping him connected in the right places. Even though he don't want to say you his mentor, but he looks at you as a mentor, a strong, prominent person, in the community. I mean, that's all Mr. Kelly, Mr. Kelly, Mr. Kelly, Kelly. And so he only wants the best for you. I mean, Jabril wants everybody to win. Like, he wants everybody to win, and he is just so he just love you so much, also. But Mr. Kelly is a great pillar in the community. I had to do a little research about him, because my son was always talking about Mr. Kelly, and I was so very impressed. Y'all, he has an amazing book that I purchased. It's called The $27 Millionaire. Okay.
Mm.
How Mario Kelly turned $27 into millions by revitalizing communities and cleaning up the business world.
Wow.
Nice.
He is amazing. He has the major contracts of the stadiums throughout the city. And I'm going to let you go ahead and tell us about yourself, Mr. Kelly.
Oh, no problem. I truly appreciate it. Um, First off, to sell one book is amazing, and a book signing, but to sell 100 is like is very well respected. So I applaud you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
My first day, the first day I had I think I sold 25. So it's amazing to, put the great marketing behind yourself. And it's also shows that people believe and they trust in you and in your story. So, I want to tell you congratulations. Don't stop. Keep going. This is just I can't even say the tip of the iceberg. This is the beginning, and Fox 2 and 4 and 7, everything else is coming right behind this, because now you can run with that and say, hey, we sold 100 books in a matter of not just a day. Let's say we got to sold 100 books in a matter of an hour or 2 hours. And we sold out within a few hours. So that's amazing. But good morning to everyone. Grand Rising.
Grand
My name
Rising.
is Mario Kelly. I am a fifth generation Detroiter. And just to get into my story to let you guys know who I am. In 2016, I was homeless. I had got divorced. My wife at the time had got a life insurance policy for. I'm sorry, I'm trying to blow it. My wife had got a life insurance policy for over $200,000. We were married for about 4 months, and I came home one day, and she had just moved out. She said that she wanted to be able to travel the world and didn't want to ask no questions or get asked no questions. She just wanted to move how she wanted to move. I respect that. I can't put all the blame on her. I'm a hard cookie to deal with, But she left me $1,500 out of that money in a letter, and on that letter, at the bottom of the letter, it stated that believe in yourself. So, as you can imagine, every thought went through my mind at that point when I walked through that house. Me thinking I'm doing right by marrying someone and working and paying bills and doing everything I'm supposed to be doing. Every thought went through my mind. But I had to realize at that time I had to get myself together, regardless of whatever it took. I kept telling myself that God doesn't give us more than we can handle. And, I had those, in the movies, you have the angel and the devil on your shoulder. That was one of those situations where I had to just change just had to give it up. I just had to get out the driver's seat and get in the passenger seat and allow God to drive this car to where he wanted me to go to. I couldn't think that I was the driver, the passenger, dictating my whole route to success or whatever it may have been. So what I ended up doing was I took those words at the bottom and came out with a rubber band. And when she said believe in yourself, I spelled the word believe, B3L, 1EV3. So it has 313 incorporated in the word believe. During that process, don't think that it was just, a lot of people see millionaire and they think that, oh, he just jumped from $27 one morning and the next evening he had a couple $1 million contracts. It was a whole process from A to Z. I ended up losing my job due to the fact of trying to rekindle that relationship. Mentally couldn't withstand, emotionally wasn't there. So I ended up losing the job. I'm from the east side of Detroit. So what I ended up doing was I ended up watching YouTube one day, and they were talking about manifestation. I didn't know what this was at the particular time. So I said, shit, what else can I lose? I can try at that point someone would have told me you can rub two sticks together and they'll give you a house. I would have did anything somebody would have told me to try to change my situation. So I said, I'm gonna manifest my life. I came to Rosedale Park, and I used to literally sleep in my van in front of people's houses, and would say that's my house. You know, I used to get out my car and walk the neighborhood, walk to the store. Got me a membership at LA Fitness in Dearborn. I would go to Dearborn LA Fitness, take me a shower, and then I would go back downtown and sell these rubber bands. So for a few weeks, I was selling outside. So the rubber bands only costed me 7 cents from China. It's an app online called Made in China. So they only cost me 7 cents with the print. And I would go downtown and I would just say, hey, do you believe in yourself? And if you say yes, I would say, huh, make a donation. This is a reminder to believe in yourself. I would make colors similar to whatever sports team was in season then. So if it was the Lions, I would make gray and blue ones. If it was the Tigers, I would make orange and blue ones. and just stand in front of the stadiums and say, hey, you believe in the Lions, you believe in the Tigers, and take $1, $2, whatever a person would give me, I would just, that was my job. One day I went down to the city council and they had something called open forum every Tuesday when they allow the public to come in and speak. I went and spoke about myself being the person who's going to help Detroit believe in themselves again. I gave all of the city council members rubber bands, and then the next day they put it on their social media. So when I came back downtown, it was like people were looking for me, and now they're giving me $5 and $10 and $15, $50, 20. You know, they were just whatever it was. I even had a few gentlemen give me $100 bill for one rubber band. So now this is my job. Now I'm selling 1,000 rubber bands, putting that money up, going to buy 3 more thousand, selling those 3,000 rubber bands, putting the money up, getting another 3. I did this for 6 months. But every day I would come into Rosedale Park in front of a different house and I would manifest this is my house. I would see myself walking my dog. I would see myself walking to the gas station with the kids. I would just envision everything about manifestation. So one day I was riding around just in the neighborhood and there was a house and the police were coming from the house. Me being a nosy kid, I got out and I said, what's going on with this house? They said, we've been giving him a blight tickets for 2 years. So they had so many papers on the door. I went up there, snatched the papers off, ran straight downtown to the city council, pulled the deed, found out who the gentleman was, Googled him, looked him up on Facebook. He was an older man living in Southfield. I ended up calling him, meeting up with him, and he tried to talk me out of buying this house. He said everything he could. Basement is flooding, the ceiling is caving in, the house is condemned, it's got asbestos, it's got mold. I told him I don't care what it is. I want it, I'll fix it. So he said, okay, well give me 6,500. In these last few months of selling these rubber bands, I was able to collectively save up $17,000. And I would put it up under the tire in the van, the spare tire in the back, and I went and got him a money order for 6,500. Gave him the house. He signed the deed over to me, and I started just working on the house bit by bit. I would go get some more rubber bands, work on the house, whatever money I have, and I ended up getting the electrical done and the plumbing done and got it cleaned out. So what I ended up doing, it took me a few months to do that. I would tarp the whole house off and just focused on the bathroom. I got the bathroom done and I got one bedroom, got me a blow up mattress. So I went back to work for us with the rubber bands. Fast forward, I ended up getting it fixed room by room by room by room, one piece at a time. But to fast forward to like 2019, me and my son are walking downtown. It's his birthday. And you know, our mindset is football or basketball, entertainment is really our only way out of the Black community. So I wanted to show him something different. So I took him downtown to show him people who were, you know, career builders, who were millionaires, six figure people, millionaires, and different things like this. And we ended up running into a guy named Tom Forrest. Tom Forrest is the owner of Shinola, the watch company. So we were standing at the light and I said, excuse me, sir. I said, can you tell my son that you can be a millionaire by, you know, not playing sports or basketball? He's like, yeah, most definitely, you know. He got to going down his resume and he said, you know, if you want to, I can come show you my hotel. Me thinking he talking about showing him his room or something. I'm like, no, I ain't coming to your room. He like, no, I own this hotel. So we went and sat down. We talked to him. I told him about my Believe in Detroit campaign. He said, well, you should do a tour of our headquarters, Shinola. I would love to set that up, and then you can talk to somebody about doing some type of collaboration. I said, okay, let's do that. So as we're walking around this facility, this is like the end October 2020, 2019, before COVID. Right, COVID was just overseas basically during this time. And we're walking around and we go into a room and the lady say, oh, I'm sorry, our cleaning company is terrible. We have to find a new cleaning company. I instantly said, oh, I got a cleaning company. You know, I've always been very witty. which I didn't have a cleaning company at that time. But you guys know, see, my mother, I was raised up off whoopings, and I had a a list on the refrigerator every day, that the kitchen on Tuesday, bathroom on Wednesday, Thursday was the bed, the living room, dining room. And if I didn't do what I was supposed to do as far as my chores, she would come in there and wake me up with that double snakeskin belt. And I ain't just talking about cleaning, I'm talking about baseboards. I'm talking about lifting the stove up, cleaning up under the stove. So I always felt like I've been a professional cleaner since I was about 7, 8 years old. So I said, "Oh, I got a cleaning company." And she said, "Okay, good. Give us a proposal." I didn't know nothing about no proposal, no corporate cleaning. So I went straight to Google, looked everything up, University of YouTube, and I kept seeing some numbers so high. I'm like, nobody in the world would pay for this amount of cleaning for no company. And I said, you know what? Just let me make my own price up. Let me just charge $100 a day. They want 5 people. I charge $100, 500, and I would. I subtracted this and added that. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna tell them $6,500. That's enough to cover payroll for 2 weeks, for a month, and for me to have a couple dollars in my pocket. So I ended up writing the proposal up at 6,500. But what changed my life even to this today is what you said earlier, LaKeisha, is a mentor. I truly believe having a mentor is the cheat code to life, because that particular, he or she has gone through where you trying to come. That road that you're trying to ride down, they've rolled down that road multiple times. So now they can say, instead of going straight, make a right when you get to the light. And then you make another left. And I'm going to show you a shortcut. So I called my mentor, his name is Horatio Williams, and I was just so happy to be able to present a proposal, to even just for them to even give me the opportunity to present something to him, not even to get the contract. He said, man, you need to ask them for a FOIA, a Freedom of Information Act, so you can get the last contract. I said, okay, whatever that is. So I did that, but I still have my contract that I had already drawn up at 6,500. So when I went to go do my walkthrough, she gave me the contract from the last company, and it was almost $18,000. So if I didn't contact my mentor and ask, and he tell me about this FOIA, I would have missed out on almost $12,000 a month on a cleaning contract, where I was going to be happy with just accepting, walking away, profiting $2,000 a month, where he showed me how to gain, and my company to gain an additional 12,000. So this was more so October, November of 2019. 2020 hits and it's COVID. Everything shuts down. I can't sell no more rubber bands. Shinola is like, this just put a hold on it. So what I ended up doing as far as with Shinola, I dove head first into the CDC. I wanted to learn everything about what chemical cleans, what disease, how long it takes, what kills COVID, how long it takes. And I would send emails every week to Shinola, trying to let them know your cleaning company should be using this. Your current cleaning company should be doing this for COVID. They should be doing that. Just showing them I'm educated, and I'm educating myself in this field that we're about to come towards. And at the same time, their cleaning company ain't doing none of the research, ain't doing anything. It got to the point to where they were asking me to purchase chemicals for the other cleaning company that I felt like would help keep the COVID numbers down as far as at the workplace. So what I started doing was advertising on Facebook, saying, hey, if you need your house clean, I can help you clean your house for COVID, and blase splee, whatever. And at this time, I'm broke because I can't sell no rubber bands. I ain't got selling no shirts. And a church on the east side called Conant Missionary Baptist Church contacted me and said, we need our building clean in order to get the people to come to church. So I went over there. Once again, don't know how to price it. So I said, I'm going to do this for $1,500. That's good enough for me. I did the walkthrough. I told her $1,500. She said, can you do it tomorrow? I said, yes. I had $7. I went and borrowed $20 from my friend at that time. And that's where the $27 millionaire come in, because I literally bought $27 worth of cleaning products to go do that first church job. Halfway through that job, they recommended me for another job. Halfway through that job, they recommended me for a third job. So I made $4,500 in a matter of 5 days off of $27. So we rolled and rolled and rolled that whole year. We would clean 5, 6 houses a day, 3, 4 churches a day, and I would just keep rolling and rolling doing that. Now, during 2020, no one wanted, it was all COVID cleaning. But I seen that no one wanted to go back to work. Everybody was getting PPP, unemployment, and no one was even thinking about going to work. So in 2021, I ended up making a staffing agency, which is called Believe 313 Staffing, because I wanted to get in front of when I knew work was going to come back eventually, but I wanted to be in front of it so I can say, hey, this is what we did, this is what we're doing. We can help you get employees back to work. So June of 2021, Comerica Park ended up contacting us and said, hey, we need some employees to clean these stadiums. I put together a whole proposal for them. They accepted it, and we started cleaning Comerica Park. Comerica Park, we did so good there, they contacted Ford Field. Ford Field allowed us to come clean up their stadium because no one wanted to work. After Ford Field, they contacted Little Caesars Arena and let them know the job that we did. So we did Ford Field, Comerica Park, Little Caesars Arena, Fox Theater, and things just started just falling into place. And Dan Gilbert has a book called 19 Isms that I read constantly on a monthly, daily basis. I got it right here next to me right now. I was reading it this morning. It's called 19 Isms, ISMS, if you want to try to look it up. And one of his things is being obsessed with finding a better way. And the inches around you, take advantage of the inches around you. So if I would have never walked into Shinola and said, hey, I got a cleaning company, none of these things would have followed. So if there's opportunity around us on a daily basis, we just have to really open our eyes and just really see the opportunity. As of today, we clean the stadiums here in Detroit. We clean NRG in Houston. We've cleaned behind Taylor Swift, Beyonce's tour. I have a few government contracts is what I'm getting into now. And I'm also pivoting into the AI field. So I have an AI agent where the city of Detroit has just accepted my pilot program. So in the next few weeks, if you call down to the city of Detroit for any blight, any abandoned cars, any tree removal, anything that has to do with a municipality or just residents in blight, the AI agent will answer the phone, because as we all know right now, we didn't call down to the city and we either get the voicemail or we just get a ringing phone or something like that. So the whole goal is to take the wait time and the hangups all the way down to zero. But one thing I can say is God has a plan for all of us. We are all geniuses at something. There's 9 forms of intelligence, and I feel like we are all geniuses in multiple fields, or at least in one field. So we just have to find out what our niche and what our purpose in life. I feel like my purpose is to help companies get jobs, people get jobs, help people to believe in their self, to be a better person. And I mean, that's about it. I don't know what, I don't want to talk you to death. I just want to give you guys some type of time for questions.
Yeah, I have a question. Oh my God, thank you. I love your story, and I look forward to LaKeisha reading about you one day. She's gonna read. So
Hey, I have the book. It's really good. I mean, the
yeah,
book is really good. I was like, wow, it's very impressive. Um,
yeah. let me just ask this one quick question. Those 9 forms that you were just talking about,
Yes.
can you share them? Is that something that you need to find the book?
Yes, I don't have let me see what I put, but so do you have people smarts, which I feel like I am. Actually what I'll do, I'll tell you a few of them, but I'll make sure Miss LaKeisha gets the actual, I'll email her the actual paper.
Thank
So you
you.
have people smarts, where I feel like for myself, I've never met a stranger in my life. I can talk to anybody, race, color, creed, religion, sexuality, it doesn't matter. We can find something to talk about. I'm not shy when it comes to people. Well, we know that if we have some family members that when we come to family functions, they barely talk to anybody, but they may be a music smart. So then you have music smart like Kanye West and Jay-Z. I've heard Kanye West say he see beats in his head and he can put
Mhm.
them together. You know, Jay-Z can literally hear a beat, mumble some stuff. They say he never writes down anything and he can spit out a Grammy. You have body smart. Body smart is a person who is more aware of the body, knows what herbs and things to put in to fix the body, is a workout person. This may be a trainer or a Olympic runner or something, or herbalist or something like that. That's a body smart person. You have reasoning smarts, a person who is a listener, more like a judge, a teacher, who for instance, what I'm trying to help myself to do is to stop cutting people off when they talk. A reasoning smart person can sit there and listen to you, hear out the situation. Therapists are reasoning smart people. Um, I'm sorry, let me pull it up real quick so I can give you the actual definition.
Mm-hmm. And I do see Joy and Dietrich. I see your hands up as soon as he finishes this. This is so good.
So while he's doing that, I just want to just touch on a few things and welcome everyone. Welcome, Chrissy. Oh my God, she is so amazing. Thank you for chiming in.
Yes, thank you. I'm so glad I joined. This has been amazing.
Yes, she is really big into the vacation space and she's phenomenal. I've been watching her with her videos. She's into the health and wellness. She's been an inspiration. You all know I'm a lost track, but I'm well over 80 days of not eating any pork, any um chicken and all that stuff and red meat. So she's been an inspiration sharing her her videos. Mentorship. You all know I love studying millionaires and billionaires. And one thing for sure, they all have a mentor. Most of them have multiple mentors. They don't even have one. That's why I have multiple mentors because certain mentors are just for certain aspects of what you're going through. And you don't actually have to actually know the mentor. Like Warren Buffett is one of my mentors. I'm in the investment space. I've learned so much through Warren Buffett, and he don't even know who LaKeisha is, but he is, considered my mentor. Joy, you had a question for Mario?
Yes, I really have several questions. I'm gonna make it real quick. Number one, where's that wife now?
You know what? We fine. We are cool. We cool because I had to realize um sometimes our blessings, God doesn't take our blessings from us. I feel like he puts them in escrow because the people that may be around you aren't ready for what you're about to receive.
That's true.
So
That's true.
she's okay. I seen her a few weeks ago. She actually used to work
Good.
for me a few years ago.
Good.
But I
Good.
had to really open my mind, free my heart, and
Right.
forgive everybody, for
Yeah.
anything that you've done to me because, God is blessing me to bless others. I can't have no resentment or nothing on my heart. So,
Right.
but I'm pretty sure she's kicking herself in the butt, but
Right. 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 Yeah, your story is so inspirational. Also, how many do you have on your staff?
so I have a
Does
staff
it vary?
agency, and I can tell you in 2024, I stopped counting. So
Oh,
my
wow.
internal staff, we have about 5 people.
Okay.
But overall, employing people, we have employed over 8,000 people, 2,000 returning citizens.
Wow, 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 wow. And my last question is, are you still in that house?
I'm here now.
All right. That's it.
Here now. So it used to be an Airbnb. I literally
Wow.
just stopped it from being an Airbnb about a month ago because they were having some crazy parties here.
Right.
So my oldest son just turned 21.
Uh-huh.
Um, he just moved in here, and so I just came over here this morning to help him just straighten the house up and you know get some things together around the house. But I'm actually here right now.
That is so awesome. Man, what a story. Yeah, appreciate that.
So to go back to Miss Grand Rising, her question. So I'm gonna read a couple of them, and like I said, I'm gonna send it over to Miss LaKeisha. We have Word Smart. It's a listening person, a speaker who's like a motivational speaker, a writer, or a teacher. Um, Picture Smart is puzzles, building, painting, construction, fixing, designing. That is a Picture Smart person. A Nature Smart is, like I say, a gardener, landscaper, farmer, park ranger, animal trainer. Um, you have Life Smart, who is a deep thinker. Let's say like a pastor, uh, instructor, yoga instructor, counselor is a Life Smart. Um, Reasoning Smart is a purchasing agent, like the lady you just said who has a travel agency. She's more reasoning smart. Um, Scientists, engineers, accountants, mathematics.
Mm.
People smart, like I said, who are nurses, counselors, customer service, salespeople, business person, like that. So I'll send all of this over there because it goes deeper and it tells you the definition of each one and explains to you different things. So those are things. That's why I said we all have multiple forms. A lot of us may have 3 and 4 and 5 of those genius level talents. We may not even know it. I know growing up as a kid, I had trouble reading in school, and they said, "Oh, you dumb, you retarded, you this and you that."
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times we don't even know that we are who we really are. We're listening to another person put their insecurities on us, and we're accepting that.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to know these different things about ourselves in order to really fulfill who we really are.
Yeah, Deetra's hand is up.
Okay, yes, yes. First of all, greetings, Mr. Kelly. I want to thank you for your presence right now in this earth, on earth, because you're doing some beautiful things, and I'm definitely grateful. But my question is, at your $29 level, is it $29?
27.
Yeah. Oh, 27, okay. How did you get the first cleaning staff? How did you get those people together?
So that's my niche. So that is what separates me from the big staffing agencies and the $1 million cleaning companies is I'm glad I'm grassrooted. Like Miss LaKeisha said, her son has worked for me. I'm still here in the city of Detroit. I can go. So what I do is I go to the halfway houses. There's
Okay.
a halfway house on the east side. If you don't know what a halfway house is, if you're in the federal custody and you have about 12 months or less, they allow you to come and do some of your time at a either home detention or a halfway house. A
Okay.
halfway house is something where you can go in and out on a daily basis if you have a job.
Right.
So that is one of the ways. But at that particular time, that actual particular week, what I did was went to the shelters,
Oh.
multiple shelters, and just got people who wanted to help me clean up, who wanted to make some money, and that's what I did there. So what I do in other cities is I go shelters, I go the homeless community, wherever, like in Houston, they have a huge homeless community where it's like a tent community where there's hundreds and hundreds of tents. I would go down there with food. I would set up
Oh.
a table for food and just offer people, jobs. If they come and get something to eat, if they don't want to get no job, they may just want to get something to eat and go back to their tent. That's fine. And then I'm also a vendor of the BOP now. So any federal halfway house in the United States, I can call someone at
Wonderful.
the federal level and say, hey, I'm going to Houston and Boston. Can you connect me with a halfway house in that particular city?
Okay, wonderful. Thank you for sharing that.
No problem.
Mama Evelyn's hand is up.
Yes, Grand Rising. Thank you for joining us today. I wanted to know, do you have a component of your business? I have a family home on the east side, and I see a great need for a makerspace for artists like myself and Queen Aduni and LaKeisha. and, um, and I need help with it. I am it needs to be cleaned out, and the neighbor across the street has been very good at watching over it for me so that no one attempts to take up residence. So I just wanted to know, do you know of any, or are you associated with any organization that will do volunteer work to help clean it up? There's some smaller trees that need to be cut down, and just help me get it to a point where we can then begin looking for ways to repair the house and make it into what we want it to be.
Now volunteer, I don't really know offhand. So I'm into real estate now also. My fiance, me and her, we have about 15 houses around the city of Detroit. But I'm partnered with a demolition company where he has his own garbage trucks. The same one that come and pick your garbage up in the day, he has those. So he does a lot of the clean outs for us. He does a lot of the tree removal, garage removals, different things like that. He's very affordable. But what I can also ask you to do is the city of Detroit has different grants. They have different forms of blight removal. They have a company called Blight Busters. I'm not mistaken. I think that's the name.
Yeah, I know about them. Yes.
So what I would do first is contact the city of Detroit and see if there's anything that they can do. If not, I can give you the gentleman who I have and who we use. He's very, very affordable. Um, I know he'll help you out somehow.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
Mr. Kelly, can you please allow them? I have joined the cause on Wednesdays. Can you tell them about you all initiative and what you're doing? Because I'm
Yes,
so very impressed. Like,
yes.
we need to be connected and know what each other is doing. And I just love what you are building in the city of Detroit.
So we have a program, an organization called um, Power Circle Detroit. And what Power Circle Detroit is, 2 years ago, we went to a place called the Invest Fest. Have you guys ever heard of EYL or Earn Your Leisure? They're a group of entrepreneurs. They're two gentlemen who have started a financial literacy podcast. It's called EYL. And each year they bring in 40 to 50,000 people. Actually, this weekend coming up into Atlanta. And they have guest speakers. They had Puff Daddy 2 years ago. The things that Puff Daddy said on that stage is what really got him into trouble. He really opened up about the false advertisement of him being a billionaire, about him suing this liquor company. He just opened up about everything, and I'm pretty sure the words that he said and the information he said to us, because it was all black people in there, 30, 40,000 black people. The information he shared with us, I know for a fact that it ruffled some feathers on that higher end. And we're seeing the outcome of this speech. So you can even look it up and listen to what he said that year and see. So they have Magic Johnson this year, Steve Harvey, Robert Smith. He's a guest speaker. So what we ended up doing was taking a group of entrepreneurs, none of us knew each other, down to Invest Fest. And when we came back, we started our own group called the Detroit Power Circle. So every Wednesday night, we have a meeting, a Zoom meeting, something similar like this, but we bring different resources. So for instance, Miss Evelyn, if you looking to get something cleaned out, you can mention that in the group, and we have someone who does tree removal. We have someone who does home repair. We have 50 entrepreneurs from all different walks of life. You know, you have tow trucks, cleaning, hairstylists. You have, I mean, you can imagine, if you can imagine it, we probably have them in our group. So every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock, I'll send Miss LaKeisha the Zoom. Well, she should have already have the Zoom link. She can share with all of you. I would love for you guys to come on tonight. And like I said, we just share information, just share resources, and just try to help each other out. If it's a grant, if it's a loan, if it's just some general information as a business owner that we should know, you know, we just help each other out. And then we also have a guest speaker on. We've had
Les Brown. Y'all remember that
yes,
time I
ma'am.
was so
We had
excited?
Les Brown on there.
I got a chance to him to coach me a little bit.
Yeah,
Les Brown.
we had Les
That was
Brown
super
on there. That's
powerful.
actually my mentor.
Oh,
So Les contacted me off of social media, and he's been mentoring me on public speaking and different ways to formulate it and get my story out. So we've had some of the best people come on to that group and speak to us. We would love for you guys to come on and bring your energy, bring your knowledge. You know, this is a safe space for success stories. You know, a lot of times we're in a world where we can't just let everybody know our success. You know, like Miss LaKeisha, you know, it's some places where you say, like you just said, you know, no, for your family members to be saying, oh, we can't find nothing bad. Why are you even trying? Why are you even looking? First off, you know, but that's the world we live in. That if you say I sold 100 books, and somebody might say, whatever, however, but this is a place where we big up your success. You know, you can feel comfortable. You can tell us about anything you got going on, from a dollar contract to $1 million contract. It's gonna be all love. Miss Joy, you had a question?
Yes, quick question. Do you experience a lot of racism?
Oh man.
Because I had a friend that had real quick, she had a cleaning business here, and she would go to doors and they just slam the doors in her face. So I'm
Uh,
just wondering how you handle it, and do you experience that?
so when I was doing residential cleaning, there was a website called Angie's List.
Mm-hmm.
remember that.
And crazy thing is, I had to make my avatar a white man.
Yep.
You know, I went on Google. I went on Google and I had to Google white employees in there cleaning up. You know,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
that's how I was getting a lot of hits.
Yep.
Um,
That's
I
how
went
she had to
down.
do. Yeah.
I went down to, I want to say it might have been Wall Lake one time to do a cleaning. It was right off the water, big, beautiful, like a boathouse. And when we got out the car, it was me and two ladies. Both of them are black. We got out the car, walked up to the door, and the guy came to the door and said, "Oh, we already got it clean." You know, so I experienced racism on multiple levels. What I'm experiencing now is what I call institutional racism. And what I mean by that is the supervisors, the managers from different stadiums or different jobs, corporate companies that I'm working with, they're being racist because sometimes your success can irritate a person's insecurities.
Mhm.
And I'm experiencing things like, for instance, yesterday, prime example, I had put some rubber bands in Shinola, and an employee grabbed them and gave them to me and said, "Hey, you can't market your business inside of Shinola." I said, "I'm not marketing any business. I'm just helping people to believe in themselves." You know, they told me Shinola allowed me to put the book into their stores, into their headquarters and hotels. And last week, I found it in the garbage can. You know, so we experience racism on all different levels. Um, Sometimes, you know, my success took off where a lot of people feel like when I first started the stadiums, I would be down there every day, multiple times a day. And I'm working with the supervisors. So now I didn't step back because in order to sell the company, I had to step back because they at first. So I ended up selling my company this year to a Vanguard company, but they wanted to purchase it 2 years ago, and they said, "Hey, you have to step back and let the company run itself because we don't want to buy you. We want to buy the company. Because if we buy the company, even though I'm still part of it, I have to be here for at least 2 years just to make a transition and show them the different things that I'm doing. But when I took that step back, a lot of the supervisors and the managers from these different locations got frustrated. They got mad at me because I'm not down there. They felt like I should be down there every day. I used to clean Shane Park, the Aretha Franklin Arena. That was one of the biggest issues I had, and we're Black people, where they wanted me down there every day. I told them I can't be down here. I have supervisors and managers, but they wanted me myself to be down there. And then one day I had a meeting with them, and they said, I come to the meeting by myself, and they said, "Where's the owner at?" I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "Where's your partner at?" I said, "I don't have no partner." They're like, "Man, call your partner and have your partner come here also, because we want to have a business meeting with your partners and us." I said, "Well, I don't have no partners. I don't know who you want me to call." So even with Black people, they always assume that I'm just the face of the company.
Hmm. Hmm.
Thank you for that.
Wow, that is just, so powerful, and we do, deal with a lot. So that's why it's just so important. One of the things we talked about, it's all about collaboration, not competition. You kind
Yes.
of mentioned that earlier today. It's about us getting together. That's what the book signing was about. Even though people said it was about you, but it really wasn't all about me in my eyes. It was about you, a book signing networking event for you to tell people what you do, for you to be able to make some connections, to collaborate. And so once I did get a chance to break away, I'm like, y'all know how to network. Y'all know. So I had to network form and call them out and say, hey, this person does this. This person has her own beauty supply store. This person, what do you do? I literally did that because we need to be able to, work together. And one of the things I was really shocked about the experience with Kevin Harrington when I went to the Success Summit in Florida is that he even has a life coach. His life coach was there. I was like, wow. And I was really impressed. And then he was a Black life coach on top of it. I was like, okay, okay. But he has his people, with him. So it goes to show that it's nothing wrong with having mentors. It's nothing wrong with, speaking to someone and being excited about your success. So that's what I'm learning these last 5 years, not to dumb down my success. Like I just don't talk about it because it seems like sometimes it would make people feel uncomfortable. But my coach said, no, that's not what you do. No, you talk about your success. You talk about your small wins. And so, our children, our children's children, your nieces, your nephews, they all need to see more success stories. Sharonda, you have your hand up.
Yes. How you doing, Mr. Mario Kelly?
I'm
It's a
blessed.
small world. I knew I wanted you on this show, but I'm glad the universe and God and we know the same people. So it's a small world. And I'm glad that you're here. You finally made it. Even I apologize for not being able to connect with y'all sooner to get you on here a little bit faster. But God knows all things. And, his timing is perfect sometimes.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Time.
I've been working, but I heard a little bit, so I will have to go back and listen to this again. So I have a couple of questions. One, what is do you think is the fastest way to get involved with the real estate? And then also, do y'all do wholesaling? So I do have y'all card here. Y'all been on my list. I'm telling you. So I'm like, where's Mrs. Saida at? Okay. And then the other question is, do you do any mentorship and anything like that? Because I'm wondering about the government contracts.
Okay, yes. Most definitely now. Sade, her name's Sade, like the singer. She obviously
Sade,
all
I apologize. I apologize.
no problem. So the first thing is we don't actually do wholesaling. We have some wholesalers. So if you, I can connect you. If you know her number is on there after we get off of here. Text her. She's on her way back. She's out of town right now, so she's on her way back to the city. Um, Text her and let her know that we were on the show together, and you want to do some mentor. If you want to do mentorship for us with real estate and different things like that, by all means, that is your person. She is real estate through and through. She even went to college to learn about real estate. So I'm learning from her when it comes to anything. When it comes to real estate, I don't even question her. Some things, when they say you have to trust somebody, I trust her wholeheartedly about anything, housing, burp, water, plumbing, any of that. That's her whole. She is endorsing that. Far as the fastest way to get into real estate, I would tell you, is with Sade, honestly. Give her a call today. Let her know that you want to get into any type of real estate. You want to sell some houses. You want to do some wholesaling or fixing houses up. That's all her. What was the other question you said, though? You said
About the
fast way to get in
government
real estate.
contract.
Oh,
Are y'all
government
doing any
contract. Yes,
mentorship in
I'm
regards to
happy you
that?
said that. I do mentorship also. Now, I just signed a contract yesterday for a new partnership I have just taken on. The new company is called GovPath. So GovPath is something we solved a huge problem. This is a problem that I had. First off, I didn't know how to get get registered with SAM. I was getting frustrated with that. I would register myself. They would say, you ain't do this right. You ain't do, I just give up. So with GovPath, we get you registered with sam.gov. We figure out what is your niche. What is the business that you want to sell to the government? So let's just say janitorial. So we help you find janitorial contracts. It isn't just like a bid type of situation where you just get all type of bids every day. We try to cater to your ability. So if you can clean bigger or smaller contracts, we cater to that. We send you those contracts. Once you're ready to submit the contract, we even put the contract together for you and walk you through the steps and submit it for you. So it's called My GovPath. In about 2 weeks, like I'm literally texting while I'm on the phone on podcast with you guys, because we have to get the website developed. We have to have the social media. We're going to put out a big media release onto GovPath and everything, because it's a problem that we all have. If you're not if you don't understand government contracting and different things like that, you're going to be lost. So we're able to look up who has the contract, how much was the last contract, how much they have paid into that contract up to so far, who is the person that's over it. Whatever there is about government contracting, my GovPath is able to walk you step by step. So I will most definitely give Miss LaKeisha all that information as soon as it rolls out. I would say by the first of the month we should have everything ready to go. But please, that's your way to walk into government contracting. Now, mentorship, yes, I do mentorship for cleaning. I just, and sometimes you just want to talk and kick it. I feel like that's my tithes. A lot of people say, oh, you should be charging $20,000, $30,000, $10,000, $1,000. I just feel like my tithes is to give the information to someone else that I can help move forward.
That's amazing. So it's 2 minutes past, well, not 3 minutes past the hour. This was so phenomenal. And it's amazing that, Sharonda, I wanted to introduce your fiance too, Sharonda, and my intention is to have your fiance on the show. I
I'm gonna
fell in
get her on
love with
here.
her. She is amazing. I loved her energy. I loved her vibe. Look, she was even trying to talk me into getting into real estate.
Yeah, she gonna
Yeah,
talk
but she
everybody.
don't want to do it. But we got to get her on here because she just said it, and God is good because she don't know how many people that she can bless. I mean, she's so beautiful, and then it
She,
just God can take y'all to a whole nother place. God has brought y'all from so far. So tell her she need to do it. She don't want to do it.
No, I'm most definitely. So that's another thing. Sh- she's she's not a social media person. I've anything you see online of her, I've forced her to do it. We just did if you can check out on YouTube, it's called Flip Game Strong. We just did we're flipping the house from start to finish, and we just recorded everything, showing people the process of what goes into getting a home, revitalizing the home, and then selling the home, and all the pros and cons you go through. Because your cousins and them, they want to try to break into your house. So we had a couple break-ins, and we had, it was a lot of different things that we went through. But it's a great show. It's something like HGTV, but just about Detroit and behind the scenes, a little ghetto, but it's so that's what we used to. So it's called Flip Game Strong on YouTube. Or you can go to Soul by Sade um, YouTube page and be able to watch that. But I'm most definitely one of these Wednesdays. I'm most definitely gonna get her on here. Hopefully
awesome.
within the next few weeks, and she can talk about her real estate game.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So it's 10:05. I appreciate every single last one of you are on here. Everyone. I see Barbara Woodard. I just thank you all so much for coming. So let's end how we always end. Let's give ourselves a hug because sometimes we always thinking about everybody else and we sometimes forget to give ourselves some love and some grace. Hug ourselves. Y'all know I love them. Kiss me because I love me some LaKeisha LaGrande. Let's hug the world because the world needs a hug too. And let's please send love and light to those that are in authority. You never know. Enough people send a love and light to those in authority. We'll be amazed on what possibly could happen. So thank you again, Mario. We all
Appreciate you.
appreciate you so much for all your amazing things that you do. And I look forward to seeing you tonight.
Yes, ma'am. Please share the link with everybody. I'll see you guys tonight.
All right. God bless.
God
Peace
bless you. Have a
out.
blessed day.
Peace and love. Hey,
Peace and love.
Riola. Thank you for coming.
Riola, you just looking too fine there, girl. Who you got over there? All right, peace out. Love you all.
Love you.
Bye.